Voss, we could care less about the Rick Sanchez situation, but you being a Jew and all, it seemed like you got excited about this.
Well, he apologized, I guess, for his anti-Semitic comments.
But going into it, why are you excited about this whole thing?
Two things.
I don't want to see any of these guys getting fired, whether I agree or disagree with what they do.
Well, here's
build up. What did he say? He barely said anything.
Well, whatever.
Rich.
He's going. No, when he's saying
he had a couple opinions on Pete Dominic's show. We played the audio and we were like, he got fired for this. We couldn't believe it.
There's two ways to say a thing. See, you don't see it because you're not a Jew, so you don't see the. But wait a second. If people,
Rich.
No, what do you mean? Christ!
You should be defending Rick Sanchez.
No,
because they're going to come to get you eventually. They're going to go after comedy clubs eventually. You're stupid if you don't think so.
I'm not saying I don't disagree. I definitely agree with freedom of speech.
You don't have to be happy about it, but you should be saying, wow, this guy should not be fired.
Let me get to my point. I didn't say, not once did I say should he be fired, so don't put words on it. I never said that. I didn't say he should or shouldn't be fired. That's another topic. If you want to get to that, then we'll go to that. What I'm saying is these people that spew, the Jews run this or run that, and this is what I put on Twitter last week, how come those same people that are negative towards the Jews running the media weren't too negative when the Jews got their president elected? When that media covered up all the bullshit that Obama has done in the past, that same media that was on their radical left side, they weren't complaining then.
No, they weren't.
Okay, so you can't pick and choose when to go after the Jew media, okay, if it's not in your favor. Okay, do I think it should be fired? Fuck no, of course not, because it's freedom of speech. Okay, but the liberals and the conservatives threw Imus under the bus. Nobody stood up for his freedom of speech, which is basically a big liberal platform, okay, the freedom of speech, until you don't want to get involved or it's going to hurt your career.
Wow.
Okay, so they're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. All right, so if you want to attack the Jews for running the media in a capitalistic society where we fucking got ahead, I'm sorry that the 3% of us fucking pulled forward and we're running that. You know what? Maybe you start attacking the Italians for running construction, or start attacking the Japanese for running the car business.
What happened?
Okay,
what did I do?
So you know what? This is a capitalistic society. It's a business. You know what? These are the same people too.
Quite impressive.
These are the same fucking people when they're getting ready to get locked up, are praying there's a Jew there to keep them out of jail. Or when they're getting ready to have their stomach cut open, to have their intestines fucking removed, or their heart surgery, they're praying to fucking Jews above them.
You know what? You kind of pissed me off a little, though, because you're perpetuating a stereotype that all Italians drive around in Escalades and have guns. And
that's what they're saying. All Jews run this or run that. Oh, that's funny. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so is the...
Rick Sanchez is apologizing. So you want to hear the audio?
No, fuck no. I've heard it all.
I want to hear him say I'm sorry. I want to hear how insincere
we love the I'm sorry.
I want to hear how insincere this is.
I thought he went on Pete's show and he was just trying to have a little fun and he got spanked for it.
I don't think so.
I really do.
So was
you thought he had an agenda, really?
Of course. Well, one his main agenda was to sell books. But that's his main agenda.
But that would be a stupid agenda.
Mine's to burn them.
If he really thought he could get fired for stuff like that, I don't think he's the type of guy that would go for it.
Listen, people, it's easy to go after Jews because they're very passive. There's only three, it's easy. People don't really attack the Pope. You ever hear any of these people attacking the Pope?
Yes, the Pope's getting attacked a lot.
Pope always gets attacked.
Your argument would have been better if you said Muhammad.
That's what I meant. The Pope's good friend Muhammad. Will you quit cutting me off?
Okay, that's the argument a lot of people use, but the Pope gets the shit beat out of him. That's why Donahue gets so frustrated, and he says, why don't they go after Muhammad?
You're right. Okay, Muhammad.
But Buddha's another one. No one ever attacks Buddha unless he's petting drug-sniffing dogs at the airport. Because he's fat,
you can see my... Yeah, I get it. So you I got it the seventh time you did it. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a great little story.
I know it is.
Nothing made petting drug dogs. Come on, you got to keep going back there, Rich. It's our job.
So you see my point. And I made a valid point. Okay. And
I love people that are going, Voss is going to fuck this up soon. Wait for it.
Yeah, just wait for it.
No, my argument's closed.
Rick Sanchez apologizing.
And Rick Sanchez joins us now. I notice it's not been the easiest week for you, but you're still smiling.
It's tough. I screwed up, George.
What happened on that radio show?
I was tired. I'd been working 14-hour days for like 2.5 months. I was doing 3 shows.
Stupid Jews
The
working
Jews
to the
have
bone.
been working me like a dog.
They offered him 2 hours.
Really?
Doing 3 shows. I was exhausted. It was right after the air. My daughter had a softball game I desperately wanted to go to, and I was a little impatient.
Bad excuses.
Every time after I came from my daughter's basketball game is when I always wanted to drag gay people from behind my car. Because,
Yeah,
you know,
I was exhausted. Daughter had a game. I had to check the mail. I was clipping my nails. A shoelace broke. Anything else I could come up with? Because I hate the Jews. I mean, like, this guy's excuses are terrible. They are the worst. Like, this is shit people just do.
the best he could at least say, okay.
He's living a life, basically.
He should have said, a Jew looked at my artwork and said it wasn't good.
Yeah.
He's just living his
I
life.
don't know.
I work hard, then I have to go to my daughter's softball game.
Softball game was
Not
terrible.
really sleeping well. Just described everyone on the planet.
I put gas in the car. It was terrible. I don't even know it.
How hard is...
My tire pressure light came on. It's been on my mind all day. I was just thinking, it must have been the Jew. This guy's fucking just the worst excuses.
We bitch a lot, but we know how easy this job is.
God, stop it.
We know. He's got an easy job.
It was rough.
He's got a really easy job.
When my driver was taking me to work this morning,
Yeah.
he asked, how was my night?
Oh, God, I hate him because he's, a Jew. And I...
Really, you're going to believe the driver's a Jew?
yeah, I know, right?
Boy, that was a stretch.
When I was getting my manicure, I had to wait an extra 20 minutes before the gook got to me.
I might as well be, racist all around.
Flashbacks of my drinking and driving days.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say that word, or now am I in trouble? I was just trying.
What?
To
What did you say?
Because he was.
The derogatory term for
I
Asians.
apologize for that. 'cause
From Southeast Asia.
I certainly have a lot of Asian friends, and I don't want to offend anybody with that.
No
line.
offense taken.
I
I'm
swear to-
fine.
All right, good. And you're part Asian, so I'm good. now.
Yeah.
That's part Asian.
Of course.
That's what you're allowed to say that.
And I said some things that I shouldn't have said, and they were wrong. And they were not only were they wrong, they were offensive. And people who were...
You don't believe that shit.
Not at all.
He doesn't believe it was wrong, and he doesn't believe it was
wrong.
offensive. This is where we get the fake apologies. that
I
we
stood
love.
online at Starbucks. I got a coffee. They made it wrong, and I didn't get the proper change.
Driving back to my driving back from the Hamptons, there was a traffic jam.
This guy,
Census Bureau sent me 4 letters.
his excuses are beyond me. They're the worst.
People who were offended by it,
People
deserve
thought they were anti-Semitic.
deserve to know that, first of all, that's not what I meant. Second of all, I apologize, and it was wrong for me to be so careless and so inartful. But it happened, and I can't take it back. And you know what? Now I have to stand up and be responsible for it, just like I teach my kids.
It's fucking
Just like I teach my kids.
Okay.
You know what? Every single one of these guys should be able to say whatever the hell they want. And now he's got to go on an apology tour. And you know what? I don't even like the guy, but I don't like what's happening to him.
I like that
at all. That he has to go
said,
through this shit.
That it didn't come out right. Like he didn't mean that. Yet he's apologizing for it.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah. What did you mean?
And and here's another point too. When they talk about the Jews running the business, the film business. Let me explain some of the people that don't realize this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they have higher up positions. You know who runs the entertainment or the film business? The banks, because they're the ones who are financing.
The banks run them all.
The bank. Now, who runs the
I'll
banks?
uncover whether it's the banks or the Jews.
Okay, where do you think the money's coming from to finance these $200 million movies? The banks, okay, and investors.
But who
runs the banks? The
bank.
WASP run the banks.
Do they?
Oh, really? Do you really think the Jews run Chase Manhattan Bank, the Wasp one. And the Jews weren't even
They're gonna get
allowed to
fired for
work.
this.
What's that?
They're going to get fired for this.
Who's going to get fired?
You.
How am I going to get fired for it?
Make fun
You're
of
a
the
comedian.
Wasps.
First of all, I can't
gonna
get fired
thrown out
from
of
a
the
job I'm not getting paid
comedian
for. I can get fired.
Fired from the
Well,
comedian
well,
community.
if Kenny walks in, I'll hit bonus, I guess. So,
Can we get back to this, Rich?
but you see, I make some.
Yeah, I know.
All right, no,
Yeah,
it's
you
just
really
the
do.
whole perception of.
We got it. We really did.
And I guess the, I don't know what, the Greeks run the fucking Diamond District?
Diners.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
No, yeah, but what does that mean? They run the Diamond District in every city. There's a Diamond District. It's the Jews.
I don't know. Did you just say that?
It probably is.
All right, let's go back to the audio. Rick says there's no minorities hosting news shows.
What the fuck is he?
There's a million of them.
I went in there with a chip on my shoulder. I was a little bit angry. And look, I will be honest with you, and I hope you don't mind my saying this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you look at the landscape right now in our media, in prime time, there's not a single Hispanic. There's not a single African American.
Every newscast is done by a black and a Hispanic.
There's blacks everywhere.
An Asian, a black, and a Hispanic on almost every newscast. What is he talking about? Is he talking about CNN and MSNBC and
What
all
is
that?
he talking about? Every commercial is an Asian, a black, and a white person.
And they're making fun of the white person.
And they're
usually.
having, yeah.
But I think he's
And
talking
they're
about.
all having fun together.
I think he's talking about hosting news shows. But hosting news shows, wouldn't that be your local news? And
Is he talking about news shows?
I think so. Yeah. I'll go back.
He
a
said
little.
prime time. I thought he was talking about like TV
Did he say
shows or
prime
something.
time?
I have no idea.
Media, in prime time, there's not a single Hispanic. There's not a single African American. In prime time, hosting a prime time show in the United States, which is 2020. I'm talking about newscast.
Just that's just 2020.
Yeah. Only 2020. You know, the show that's been on forever.
Yeah, he proved you wrong right
he's
there,
trying.
Rich.
In the United
2020.
States, which is 2020. I'm talking about newscasts in cable news. That's true. That's fair. I'm referring to cable newscasts, straight newscasts, not magazine shows. There's not a single Hispanic, a single Asian American, or a single American.
Connie Chung did have a show at CNN.
There's a lot of people who've had shows a little bit in the past. I'm talking about right now, though,
Rosanna
George.
Scotto.
And I think it's significant, that
So you do
we
think
do
you've been a
have some
victim of
representatives.
prejudice?
Well, it's interesting the way you put that. No, I was wrong to say that, and I was wrong to scapegoat Jon Stewart.
Wow, he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Well,
He certainly
You know
does.
what the fuck?
A corn chip.
That's right. I like blue chips.
in this in
Blue
this,
chips, Rich?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty
Fritos?
in this society.
How bad do you want Fritos right now?
Oh, I hate Fritos.
You didn't like the Fritos?
They smell like feet. They're disgusting.
Oh, what, Rich?
I like Doritos.
in this society where
Society!
in a capitalistic society, there's a and Magic Johnson's smart because you know
has
how
AIDS.
He
well,
got AIDS.
He got
well, you
AIDS.
see
How
how he
smart could he be?
opened
How smart is
how
that?
he opened his own theaters in urban areas. Okay, there's enough influential minorities where they could start their own distribution companies, their own movie theater. They
With
can have
cocaine.
no. Do you see? It's not a closed business. Anybody else
What happened?
can start their own. You
like
know,
Magic Johnson starting the movie theaters.
Yeah.
So you say like the black community should get together and just start doing business amongst themselves.
yeah, they can make their own. There's enough influential
maybe
black
even
people.
just find
Oprah
a-
does it. She's smart. She has her own networks, and you know. So
But
why?
she hires white people left and right.
What I'm saying
What are you
is
talking
that what I'm
about?
telling you what I'm
so
talking about.
Confused.
Okay, what I'm talking about is the Jews that stick together and build their own empires, whether it be the Diamond
Right.
District, like you said, or the entertainment.
Or pyramids.
What's stopping anybody else from doing it? What's stopping?
Yeah, exactly. I've said that many
Okay,
times.
you know,
I say it at home
it's-
all the time.
It's like the liberal mentality. We'll give you the fish, not us. We'll give you the pole. I heard that on the radio yesterday.
Well, I like that.
Are you just repeating something you heard on the radio?
Well, that's what you do in life
It's the
anyhow.
old
You only repeat what you've
Give a
heard.
man a fish he eats for a day. Teach a man
I
a
like
fish.
the pole part.
Yeah. No, what are you
start.
Gotta
kidding
teach
me?
him a fish, right, Rich?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
Of course
hear
I
you.
heard it. That's what you learn.
I hear you.
Someone
Wow.
tells you something, you learn it, and you fucking repeat it. Okay?
Penny saved is a penny earned.
What's that?
I don't know. I was
A
talking
penny
about
saved
pennies.
is a penny earned?
Figured your ears perked up.
And a little more audio from this Rich.
Please,
is it Rick?
Opie,
Rick
please.
Sanchez.
Yes, Rick.
And when I
Sanchez.
called John Monday, and I said, "Why do you always pick on me?" He said, "Because you're the one I like. You're the one I like." I mean, the guy's been
You
so
gave him
good.
some material, getting tasered.
Well, but a lot of this stuff, though, it's like he'll criticize, and here's where I think there's an equalization issue that comes in from time to time that it bothered me. And again, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I was